Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys. And welcome back to another one of my Pick a Pile readings. And these spreads are intended to support you through the eclipse tunnel we're about to go through. So we have 3 eclipses in the next month. There's usually 2. So it is a powerful time. So I felt guided to share messages to support you through this next month. So we start with the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius, which Sagittarius is a sign of expansion, joy, wisdom. This is the first of the full moon eclipses. And then on June 21st, we'll have a annular eclipse. So that will be the new moon eclipse. And then we'll finish out the eclipse tunnel with another lunar eclipse, a full moon lunar eclipse on July 4th and 5th, wherever you are in the world. So right now, there's a lot of creative power. The sun is in Gemini, and it is a time to nurture yourself. You're going to need a creative outlet because of the Mars energy, which Mars is fire. So in order to bypass that energy that can be impulsive, overheated, argumentative, aggressive, reactive, sound familiar? Seems like what's going on our planet right now, especially in the United States. So I'm going to encourage you through this reading to boost your nurturing of yourself. I'm going to encourage you to navigate this energy with your creative power. It's a great time to resolve inner tension, focus on beauty, art, music, tune into pleasure, things that bring you joy. Like I said, the energy is like almost like volcanic. It just pulls this stuff out of you. So I really encourage you to honor your feelings wherever you're at. You know, if you need to cry for the world, do so. If you're in a space where you're feeling fear or scared or, like I said, overheated, argumentative, really feel that energy throughout your body. Try not to suppress the energy, especially as I work so much with the divine feminine energies on this planet. The divine feminine has been suppressed for eons, and anytime we move energy through tears of joy, tears of sadness, you're always opened up to your spiritual powers, even more so after a good cry. So this may be a very sensitive month for you. So I pray that this reading will set you up for success and offer you some loving guidance in how to be aware and be present with all facets of your multidimensional self through this next month. So I'm going to start with picking themes from the Crystal Angels deck. And then I'm going to pull a guide for you with the Keepers of the Light Oracle, additional messages through Nature's Whispers, action steps. So flower therapy, this deck can tend to lean towards action steps. So we'll pull in an action step for you for this next month of the eclipse season, and we'll finish with an overall message from Moonology. What is the moon? How does the moon want to speak to you through the cards? Okay, friends, so let me start by opening up space, inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe. Ooh! Okay, so this is one for everybody. Heightened intuition. Be extra aware of your inner knowings as it is trustworthy. Moonstone! Yes! All right, so let me just leave that out for everybody. Okay, let me get through the opening prayer. I want to call in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God source, creator of the universe, mother goddess, Holy Spirit, and all their holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for you today and through this month. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. So those of you who are new to my channel, I always intend these readings to be timeless. So even though I'm recording during this June 5th to, my intention is for June 5th to July 5th. Really, you can receive insight and guidance whenever you're called to this channel and whenever you watch this. So as always, it's a general read, so not everything is going to resonate. You might get little blips through each pile. So really just trust your intuition. If it doesn't feel right, or if it's like, you know what, this is just not for me, pick another pile, or come back at another time. Sometimes, my intention isn't to be a fortune teller or a psychic, although, feminine energy is, I'm not here for predictions, but that doesn't mean that the universal energies wouldn't channel through me to give you a heads up. So here we're at. Let's pull three cards for the collective. Themes. What are the themes? 2, 3. That was easy. Okay, friends, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so first we have AMETRINE, balancing masculine and feminine energies. This is what's been going on at least for the last 6 months to a year. Allowing your feminine side to creatively inspire you and your masculine side to give you confidence. This is a beautiful card for what can help you through this full moon energy, especially because we're seeing so much abuse of power in the world. And really, it speaks to that distorted masculine, distorted feminine that's within us, that inner critic, that inner bully, that inner suffocator that's within us needs to be healed. It needs to be heard. We need to love all aspects of ourselves, especially now if you're feeling like you want to do something and there's so much happening in the world and you don't know what to do. Really being able to call into and listen to all those parts of you that are crying out for love and being able to ignite that energy within is powerful. So, with these readings, it seems to be that one leads into another, as you've noticed. That's just the way my readings go. So let me see here. So pile number 2, CALCITE. Busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. So, this can speak to escapism, and so when we're being asked to listen to how we're feeling, listen to our emotions, listen to our body that's in pain, that's speaking to us, a lot of times we have a hard time stopping because we don't want to hear that inner voice within, because we know it's going to require an action and it's going to require change. So it's easier to turn on music. It's easier to get involved in other people's drama. It's easy to binge out on TV, which all those things aren't bad, but when you're running away from something, your physical body is going to flare up in pain because it's emotional energy that needs to move through you. So if you're extra busy throughout this month and overwhelmed, this is a call for you to say, wait a minute, like, why am I continuing to create this busy energy? And especially with the feminine energies, the world, society, the systems that we live in has taken advantage for eons of the feminine's ability to multitask. So, and there's like heroism in being busy. Like, I'm so busy and there's so much to do and I'm running here and running there, and you're sick and you're not feeling well and you're stressed and you're tired and you're fatigued and you're depressed. So it's time to start feeling all that out and asking yourself why. What are you getting from it? Because remember, you're matching that vibration for a reason. So again, some of you may be feeling this and are looking for a way out or looking for shifts. So choose pile 2 if that's the space that you've been in. And then pile 3, rose quartz. I have this rose quartz and I just knew I needed it to be here, but I didn't want the light shining on it, so it's like peeking back here. So I'm so glad rose quartz came through. So it says, love life, new or renewed romantic love is here for you. And this is all facets of love. Like once we do this, clear this out, we get to this self-love. And like I said, this powerful lunar eclipse tunnel that we're in can really encourage you to pull back, nurture yourself, and get back to that creative energy, which is joy, pleasure, laughter, fun. We have this shadow and light that's being like a tug of war in the world right now. It wants to suppress that through fear, and only you can take charge of that. I always say stay informative and empower yourself to be in expansion and love and light and joy. So I'm very curious to see how these piles unfold. Overall, we've got Moonstone here, of course, right? Heightened intuition. So like I said, I'm going to leave this here as like a theme throughout the whole reading. I love that the Moonstone came in, especially if you have these stones. Go in, sit with them, meditate with them throughout this eclipse tunnel that we're in. If you have this deck, go to the book, get some more information. And okay, so I'm going to start by pulling the rest of the cards. So if you don't care to watch how the cards pop out, feel free to go into the description box below, where I will put the timestamps, and I'll see you at your pile. All right, so Keepers of the Light for the AMETRINE pile 1. What guide wants to come out to support the masculine and feminine energies? Okay, so we have this, and for calcite, guide, that was easy, and rose quartz. That's great. And my table is a little wobbly, so let me see if I can fix it. All right. And Nature's Whispers. What additional message do you have? What additional message do you have? And calcite. What additional messages do you have? Pile number 2. Let's see here. And pile number 3, rose quartz. Additional message. And flower therapy. Oh, my doggy just came over to get closer. I think he's feeling the love already. All right, flower therapy. What action steps can pile 1 take to support their healing through this eclipse tunnel? Masculine, feminine energies. Okay, and pile 2. What action steps for pile 2? There's 2 here. And action steps for pile 3. Action. the most important action steps for pile 3? Okay. And overall message, overall support for pile 1. Overall support for pile 2. Overall support for pile 3. Moon energy. All right, friends, so give me a moment. I just want to adjust here. Okay. There we go. That's better. This table won't bounce around the whole time. Okay. All right, friends. So here are the piles. Again, pile 1, AMETRINE, balancing masculine and feminine energies. Pile 2, CALCITE, busy times and multitasking. And pile 3, rose quartz, love, life. So take a moment, take a breath, look at the piles. You may feel your heart being pulled to the left or right or the center. You might hear, see, or feel one of the colors or one of the words in your mind, in your heart, in your body, or you may just know. If you feel torn between two, definitely messages could appeal to you in both piles. So if from that point, if you're feeling pulled to do, saying, okay, which one should I watch first? It doesn't matter if you watch pile 3 first and then go back to pile 1, if that's how you're guided. So really trust that pull that you're getting in your physical body. All right, let's begin. All right. Oops. All right. Pile 1. So for those of you who chose pile 1, welcome. So just to reiterate, balancing masculine and feminine energies. It says, allow your feminine side to creatively inspire you and your masculine side to give you confidence. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling blocked, you can, or if you've been feeling the tension, the aggression, you've been feeling ornery, prickly, short-fused, you can capitalize on this full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. Again, Sagittarius is a sign of expansion, joy, wisdom, and a beautiful part of connecting with the divine is saying, God, show me how to be a light on this planet. Show me what the next step is. Show me how to express myself in the world. And you may not be guided to an action to do something. You may be guided to be more patient. You may be guided to sit in meditation more or prayer. You may be guided to help someone, to support someone, to guide someone. So be open to, the ego wants to limit your abilities to keep you protected and kind of safe in what it knows, right? That's the conscious, that's the seeing is believing energy. And the shadow is all the stuff that is limiting us, that's holding us back. And so if you can sit in prayer and ask God, show me what I need to release, show me what I need to let go, show me what I need to forgive, show me how to move forward. And then being open, you may not get anything right away, but you may then get a call to action later in that day. So this is why being present and aware and in touch with your feelings and emotions is so important. And then when you have inspiration, that inner masculine can help you sit down and actually get things done. It's easy. I shouldn't say easy. It's common to sit down to do something and immediately feel overwhelmed, immediately feel like this is too big. I don't even know where to begin. And that happens to me often in my creative process. And I know that's a thing for me. So I literally have to activate my inner masculine to guide me over to the computer to sit down. And then I soothe myself and nurture myself, and I remind myself, just take it one step at a time. And I've learned how to really enjoy the creative process, because when I was forcing myself to do things, again, that distorted masculine within me, that inner critic, that inner bully, that part of me that would shame me, like, oh, you should have done this a week ago, and all of that stuff, that is not going to encourage you to get motivated and to shine your light. So you really need to, I'm seeing an image of like two hands coming to you, your inner masculine and inner feminine need to call a truce. They need to partner up and be powerful together. And that requires a level of self-awareness. And the darkness in the world that wants to suppress your inner light, right, is pulling you away from that by feeding your body with fear, anger, confusion, frustration, hurt, sadness. And you have to remember when you're watching and seeing those things, it's a part of you. These things are being reflected back at you. So asking yourself, how can you heal your own abuser? How can you heal your own inner suffocator? My distorted masculine suffocated this wise, beautiful, loving being inside of me for so long. I mean, I literally, with my inner work that I've been going through, I literally cried for like 2 years to unleash this pain, this abuse that I've been putting myself, or I had been putting myself in with my body, with where I was financially, the relationship where I felt I should have been in my life. And so I pray that, if you're feeling chaos, if you're feeling disarray, if you're feeling sadness and depression and you're feeling these energies, I encourage you to pull back and speak to God and Goddess. Speak to Father Love and Mother Love and ask them how to show you how to come into harmony within, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. So this, I feel like for some of you who chose pile 1, you may be asked to continue to stay home. You may be guided to continue to cocoon and embrace these feelings and the emotions, and either have a good cry, allow your inner masculine to soothe you, to protect you, to keep you safe, reaffirm that you're safe. Your inner child may also need attention during this time period. I encourage you to seek support and guidance, maybe a spiritual advisor or psycho-spiritual therapist, or somebody who can support you and be a conscious witness to your feelings and emotions. That's a lot of the work that I'm guided to, is being a conscious witness to clients' pain, and to see them and to feel them and to love them and embrace them. Now, in order for me to be in that space, I've had to do the work myself. And this is how we're guided to each other through law of attraction. So those of you who've been procrastinating on this and you've been hearing this message over and over and over again, I encourage you to research divine masculine, divine feminine energies. I encourage you to explore, get information, ask God and the Mother Goddess to show you what books, what YouTube videos, what information, what people to follow that will encourage you on this journey. All right, so keepers of the light. Open communication, right? This is open communication with yourself. So I feel like, how are you lying to yourself? How are you skirting around the issues? By staying busy? By getting caught up in external drama? Escapism? And again, this isn't to shame anybody. This is the pathway through healing. So often people talk about purpose and what's my mission and what's my purpose in life. And what they don't understand is that we've got to all go through the yucky stuff. We've all got to peel back the shadow within us, this subconscious programs and belief systems that we're unaware of. We've got to peel all that back to get to the layers. So often we want that quick fix. We're like, somebody tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. But you have to remember, especially divine feminine energies, you've got to activate that inner masculine to do the work, to show up, to follow a step-by-step process to achieve your goals. And, a lot of us as earth angels, we grew up in dysfunction, disorder, disarray, chaos. So we never learned these basic skills on routine and structure and order. And I know earth angels, we rebel against that stuff, but it's something that we need, spiritual rituals and practices. And we need a schedule and a routine to stay balanced. And so Mercury comes up, his message: get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. And again, I really feel like this is about inner work, talking to God and asking God for what you need. If there's an absence of love, there's fear. And within you and the world right now, people are crying out to be heard, to be seen, to be loved, to be recognized, saying, I feel your pain. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. You're valid. You're important. Well, that's great, but you've also got to do that for yourself as well. It's interesting too, because I'm seeing the caduceus. This is like the medical caduceus. Archangel Raphael also has this symbol, and this is about healing. Better communication with yourself gives you an opportunity to communicate with others, being able to set boundaries, being able to ask for what you need. Remember, no is a sentence, being able to say, no, thank you, not right now. It's out of my wheelhouse, or that's out of my time frame, and being able to set boundaries with the world. Let me see here. I can't help but think about Mercury retrograde that comes at the end of June. So on top of these retrogrades of these planets that we have now in this eclipse tunnel we're about to enter, we'll also have Mercury go retrograde, which is the planet of communication, technology, the planet of travel. And so I really don't want you to run and hide during this time period. I want you to activate that inner warrior, that inner masculine that says, I've got this and I can handle this and I can protect myself and I can keep myself safe. My therapist said to me, oh God, it was so impactful in my life. It really just, it gave me a call to action. So I was talking about how through the pandemic, I had been able to create this cocoon. And for the first time in my life, I felt this level of freedom that I had never felt before, because everything stopped. The business stopped. I was moving into my own space, and I was really only thinking about me and my needs for the first time in my life, really, as a caregiver, as a healer, as a light worker, an earth angel. And I said, I'm really trying to savor this time period. It feels really good, and I want more of this. And she said, Gladys, it's easy to be enlightened. And I was getting all these hits, like I was getting all this insight. And she said, it's easy to be enlightened on top of the mountain. And it struck me that this cocoon space, this energy that I created was what I needed. My soul needed this time out. And I also, my next phase, my next mission was to learn how to navigate and maintain inner peace in the midst of chaos, disorder, disarray when I come down from the mountain, when I'm working, when I'm going out to supermarkets, when I'm going on social media. I have to be consciously mindful that I'm communicating with myself and paying attention to how I feel. So this is going to be really important for those of you who chose pile 1. It's like it is easy to hide and cocoon and shut everything off, and sometimes we need that. But as empaths and highly sensitive people, it's not going to help the world if we're hiding our light. So, additional messages. Heighten your vitality. I feel like this is about energy. We have heightened intuition, heighten your vitality. So in this space, how do you use the energy of the moon to heighten all those good feels? More of this or something even better. And so that's what I've been doing as I've been on this mountain, feeling amazing and empowered and uplifting and life is good, saying, God, bring me more of this in my life or something even better. So as I journey and venture out and feel the pain of the world, I can still remind myself that I can feel the pain of the world and still maintain inner peace and balance within. And that's how we hold beautiful space for people without taking it on, without taking it in, without feeling drained. And so I have to say, those of you who chose pile 1, you're going to really have to be mindful this next month of your own energy, being aware of your own energy. You're going to need, like, when you feel great, that's like a baseline for that's like a neutral point, because anything below that opens you up to depletion. Let me see here. Okay. So I'm seeing this goddess. So I'm getting here, there's wise beings. I see Saint Francis in here, saint energy. I feel like this goes with intuition and receive insight. It almost feels like a crystal ball, and she's gathering information from her crystal ball. So act instead of react. So here's the thing, is full surrender into things that are out of your control is incredibly powerful. And so when you can surrender things that are out of your control and be open and comfortable in the unknown, you now create space for wisdom, guidance to come through. So those of you who are, again, I think this is also speaking to the second pile, I'm not even there yet, about being busy. This is asking you to take pause and create space to listen, to hear the inner voice within. Again, heightened intuition. Your inner knowingness is trustworthy. Even if the whole world is doing one thing, something, and you're feeling resistance, like that doesn't feel right to me, honor that. Pull back and honor that space and talk to God and saying, God, show me how you would like me to move through this. Show me the information, the insight, the guidance, the wisdom that I need to move through this experience. I feel like there's waves and waves and waves of purging, and we're going to have to look at the ugly parts of us and love them as teachers, right? And navigators in our life. So let's put these together. Action steps. Purification. Yes. White rose. Oh, I love roses. They're my favorite. By purifying your life of negative people, places, and experience, you attain true peace. Friends, I'm telling you, we're going to have to take a real hard look at where we're expending our energy, where we're putting power, what we believe in, what we want out of this world. It's a very singular soul journey. And I keep saying the wolf energy, right? We're learning how to be individual, independent beings and thrive as a pack, right? And so we have an opportunity to handpick people, places, things, and ideas in our life, this lifetime, consciously. And remember, you're also choosing for lifetimes forward. So here's the thing. I think I said this in one of my weekly Sunday readings. Use the world. Hear the people. See what's going on, because people, they're not even aware of it. They're divulging a lot about themselves. And if you can pause and observe without judgment, without criticism, without blame, I mean, that's the true enlightened path, right? How do we do these things without judgment, blame, shame, but yet the enlightenment is through that stuff? And so how do you feel the people, listen to the people, listen to your family? How do you hear them? And also have compassion for their own lack of love, right? It's human, right? We're here on this planet to embrace deeper levels of love, and we're in this 9-year cycle of reintegrating the energy of true love back on the planet. So God and Mother Goddess need you to see and have all the information. So we're seeing true colors. We're seeing all this stuff come out. Like, people are just projecting all over the place. And so the beautiful thing is, like, how do you use your healthy inner masculine and feminine to be able to experience these things without getting sucked in, without getting drained? And it requires balance. It requires purification. It requires a level of spiritual growth that you're evolving into, and it's going to, as you purify, as you heighten your intuition, as you heighten your vitality, your energy, anything that's inside of you that no longer resonates with that vibration needs to go. So again, honoriness, criticism, blame. What are the things of this Mars energy that we're in? Mars is fire, right? You want to bypass and feel the impulsive, the overheated, the argumentative, the aggressive, the reactive, the criticism, resolve inner tensions. That stuff needs to come up and out. So how do you, as powerful beings of light, transform that energy by no longer suppressing it? Oof, even getting some white roses to put around. And I can tell you, friends, if you have these decks, please go back into the books. I mean, I don't have a lot of time to like read everything. I'm limited about the time I can post. So go into to get some more information for you. There's layers and layers and layers here. Again, be still my soul, right? So final overall message. Wow. Oh, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Wow. So the sun is in Gemini right now. Gemini, we've got Venus. Venus is retrograde in Gemini, I believe, or it's been retrograde in Gemini. New moon is the shadow. It's the unseen. Friends, I feel like this is communication with yourself. So if you're not happy in a situation, Get clear about what your wants and needs are before you aggressively go in and blame somebody else and dump your stuff on somebody else. It's a tale as old as time. It just keeps repeating over and over again. Communication is key this month. How do you learn how to express your feelings? How do you know yourself on deep levels? So if somebody's doing something unknowingly, you can say, hey, you know what? This is important to me. Can I have 5 minutes of your time? I don't need you to say anything. I just need you to hear me, right? And then you can express yourself, right? When you can express yourself from that perspective, when you can, instead of like in the heat of the moment, dumping all your stuff, how do you pull back and get clear about what's important to you? People in this world are activators of what's inside of us. And, especially those of you who are watching this channel, Earth Angels, like we have a big mission. And yes, it's important to do inner work, inner healing, spiritual growth, but not to get stuck in it where it always feels like work. We need to embrace the laughter, the joy, the play, the fun, more of this or something even better, and I really try to be a model of that, but also, I share on this channel what I'm going through personally, because I can easily come across as positive and my life is great and everything works out well for me, which it does, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't come without my own challenges and hiccups and bumps and frustrations, and I've just learned over the years to have really good tools to navigate those experiences, and I trust myself first and foremost that I can handle anything that comes along, which empowers me to take risks, to jump in, to live life deeper without fear. And I'll tell you, I got a long way to go, friends. And positivity is a choice. I choose to experience all facets of life, no matter how I want to label it. And so communication is key first for yourself. Open communication with God and what you need, and then being able to surrender it and laugh and play and sing and dance while you're waiting. The thing is, we don't feel like anything's happening if we're not doing something. I think this is already spilling into the second pile. So those of you who might have been torn between 1 and 2, stick around, because I really feel like we're gonna repeat messages here. So you've got to be able to communicate with yourself first. This, for me, I feel like this is the shadow and light part of you. This is the part that sees, and this is the part that doesn't see. This is the masculine, this is the feminine, this is the conscious, this is the subconscious, and they've got to work together in order to grow and expand. Wow. Okay, friends. So those of you who chose pile 1, thank you so much for watching. If you felt this pile, if it resonated, hit that like button. If you feel like there's somebody out there that you love and that could really benefit from these messages, please share. That's really the way I've grown my business, my channel, my life, my social media is really referral and word of mouth. So, I'm just proud to be in the energy, in the support system, and in the tribe that with this Earth Angel collective that we've created together just by showing up and being aligned with each other. So thank you so much for watching. All right. For those of you who chose pile 2, welcome. Calcite. Oh, I'm seeing the yellow here. Solar plexus, empowerment. So this I'm feeling already that this eclipse tunnel for you may be themed around your power. Where are you feeling empowered? And where are you feeling powerless? It's like you feel it in the pit of your stomach. So if somebody says to you, do this, or you have to do this, and it feels out of alignment with who you are, your stomach is going to have that sinking feeling. It's going to get the knot. That is your physical body telling you to resist for whatever reason. It could be a good thing, but yet maybe there's fear there. Maybe there's confidence there that needs to be worked on. Maybe there's self-esteem. Maybe there's worth and value. So a lot of times, I'll get these visions of these big things that I'm supposed to be doing, and immediately my stomach feels sick because it feels way bigger than me. So then I ask for guidance. I'm like, God, show me what I need to heal, what I need to clear in order to get there without pushing myself, without forcing myself into something that I'm not ready for. And this is where I've had to activate patience in my life and really embrace divine timing. God plants seeds way before it's actually time for action. So those of you in the busy times and multitasking, you're like, oh boy, this is my life. You're being asked to be mindful of your stomach and how you're feeling. Powerful, empowered, or powerless. Now, this isn't to blame anybody else. The universe is going to bring people in your life to show you what it feels like to feel empowered and to feel powerless. When you feel empowered, it's like your whole body from your stomach up gets revitalized. It's like the energy pushes through your shoulders go back, and you feel like your wings are stretched out wide, and you just feel free, amazing. And you might experience those blips in time. But when you are aware of those moments, being able to say, yes, more of this in my life, or something even better. I'm feeling guided that you're going to be asked through this eclipse tunnel. So for those of you who chose pile 2, I feel like, this full moon in Sagittarius, full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius is going to be an activator. And I just keep seeing the new moon, the annular eclipse on June 21st. I think that's going to be the culmination, and how to use the sun energy, the solar energy to fire up this creative energy within you. So you may have a couple weeks of feeling powerless, feeling like you don't know what to do, feeling like overwhelmed. And so being able to recognize it and then asking God for guidance on how to make the adjustments. Remember, take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess underlying reasons for being busy. Are you escaping something? Are you putting off something? Are you not wanting to deal with something? Now, this is very important. It's not to shame you or criticize you at all, but you have to be able to see it, right? This is the work that we do, like people like me do. We're shadow chasers, right? We shine a light on what people don't see so that they can make adjustments, but we do it in a supporting, non-judgmental way, saying, hey, I've been through this too, and I love you, and I need to open the curtain for you, but you need to walk through it. And so those of you who chose pile 2, oh, I'm hearing the horns beeping. Those of you who chose pile 2, this is very important. Creating space to be. Creating space to sit and listen to all the feelings. And that may be a hard thing for you. It's so crazy because horns for me, when there's beeping, it's a reminder that it's like, get out of my way. When somebody or I'm here, it's twofold. It's when somebody is aggressively pounding on the horn, it's like, get out of my way. But if somebody's like tooting the horn, it's like, I'm here, come to me. And for me, the horn is like, the horn, I know what the horn is. It is a sign that's saying, I'm here, come on out. So I feel like your shadow, that stuff, the feelings of feeling powerless and overwhelmed, and your time and energy is not your own, I feel like that's going to come up and saying, I'm here, come on out, let this energy come up and out, and not labeled it as good or bad, right or wrong, not trying to put it on something or blame somebody. Like, how do you take ownership for where you're at? We live in a society that there's heroism in being busy, right? Oh, you're so busy. That's so good. You get a pat on the back, right? If you're at work, corporate environments, oh, there's so much work. We're so busy. Well, at what cost is that busy, right? It's only a matter of time before the pendulum swings back and you're tired, depleted, and drained. So being mindful through this eclipse tunnel of the cycles that are coming back again. I think some of you, you're going to feel this busy time coming back now that the world is starting to open up and people are starting to venture out again. I feel like you're going to feel what you did before the pandemic. That just doesn't go away. But now is the time for you to consciously take the steps to make change. All right, so, oh poo, I put this away. I didn't mean to do that. that was like the overall message. I didn't want to put that away in the other pile. So Moonstone, again, heightened intuition. So this isn't about somebody telling you what you should do. This is about how you go within and listen to that shadow part, listen to that lunar energy to be able to give you guidance on what your next steps are. So the guide that came out for you, Odin, psychic insights. Is that crazy that I remembered this and then this came out? It's not crazy. You guys know it. This is just the way it works for me. So his message says, your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition, heightened intuition. So I really feel like those of you who chose pile 2, you're going to be called to action to finally make the changes. Enough is enough. Odin. Wow, look at him. He's a powerful masculine energy. So, you know what? I'm not very familiar with him, so let me just get some additional insight on him for you and me. It says he is the Norse, or quote, all Father God, who is revealed to the present day. He is a powerful, all-seeing, all-knowing God. His twin flame is Freya, and like her, he has a raven totem. So if the raven shows up, or the crow energy, I know ravens are definitely like in Sedona. I'm here on the East Coast, so we don't typically see that, but we see like the black crows. The story goes that he surrendered one of his eyes at a mystical spring called Mimer, so that he could gain the wisdom of the ages. He is a strong but somewhat wild character who helps us reawaken our natural psychic instincts and open our third eye so that we can look beyond the physical senses and into the spiritual realms. He's also helps us to recognize that it's okay to have insights onto what's happening next. After all, we are all creators of our path. Odin guards the runic alphabet too and works closely with signs, symbols, and omens. So with him, let me see. So for those of you who chose pile 2, I feel like the most beneficial thing that you can do in this next month is to create space to stop and not do anything. Surrender, full surrender. So what that looks like is when the pandemic, when coronavirus hit the United States, I had just moved, and 3 days after moving into my apartment, everything shut down. Furniture stores, everything shut down. And so here I am in this apartment with hardly any furniture, and I just made this commitment. And then everything's shutting down. Clients are canceling left and right. Events, functions are canceling. Groups are canceling. And I literally in that moment felt the fear just flare up in my body. My stomach went on fire and got sick. And I was standing in my living room and I was looking at my phone and all these emails were coming in and I just stopped. I felt it in my body and I said, there's something in me that said, from this moment on, you have a choice. Friends, what I did was I stopped immediately, I put the phone down, and I laid down on the floor. I grabbed my Lakshmi goddess statue, I put her at the top of my head, and I talked to God, and I said, all right, God, this is it. I'm in full surrender. There's nothing I can do about this. I said, it's you and me. I'm like, you've prepared me for this. I am in full faith, and I am in full surrender right now. It's me and you. And I laid there for about 10 minutes until the fear subsided. And I just prayed. And then there was this part of me that just got empowered and fired up. And I said, I'm going to do this. Again, financial commitments and, rents and leases and all this stuff kept popping up. And I'm like, okay, God is 100%, 1,000% aware of what my needs are. I can surrender it. And I can tell you, friends, the week went on, more cancellations. I couldn't get internet. I couldn't go online. I couldn't work remotely. And I just kept saying, okay, I'm learning how to be comfortable in this space of full surrender. I'm learning about the unknown. And it was such a powerful time for me. Of course, I didn't know it then. I was just going on like, what else could I do? But when I look back at it, I'm like, that was something inside of me changed. Something inside of me said, I am not doing anything. I'm not going to be reactionary. I'm not going to try to jump online and get things done and, talk to people. I'm like, there's nothing I can do right now but surrender. So those of you, and really, really just talk to God and ask him, what I needed to do. Again, it was full surrender. So some of you might be activated this next month. You may need to fully surrender and really understand that is very feminine energy. Feminine energy is the divine feminine is receptive. She's intuitive. She's magnetic. So in that moment, I had to choose love. I had to choose and trust that all the steps that I took up until that point was exactly what needed to be, and not doubt and not question God and did I do the right thing and should I backpedal and what should I do? And I'm like, no, I'm here in this space and it's happening for a reason. And I can choose to move through it. So this is what I mean about pausing, and the universe hits that button. And those of you who chose pile 2, I really feel the theme is full surrender and going to God and Mother Goddess and asking them how to move forward. And you're only going to hear that still small voice within in silence and stillness, away from the noise, right? So I just feel like embrace it, be open to it, because if not, it's like the volcano erupts and it just unfolds. So I remember in that moment, I'm like, okay, God, I'm listening. And I just kept getting do nothing. Watch and observe. Do nothing. Watch and observe for a whole week. And then I was like, okay. And then, I started working on getting internet and making choices that were based on love and in my integrity. And then it all unfolded. So I feel like some of you who chose pile 2 might be up on that. And this is not to fear. I pray that it's to empower you, saying like, listen, God is moving you through something to help you get better. Because on a soul level, you're asking for change. On a soul level, you're asking for something more. And there's nobody in this world, there's nothing in this world that can do it for you. There's not. People can support you, sure. People can give you insight. You may feel better, but that stuff is still there, friends. So psychic insight, intuition, researching, reading books about intuition and insight is powerful for you this month. Additional messages, make a decision. Number 11. Number 11 is new beginnings. Again, here's the yellow energy. Again, right? New beginnings. Solar plexus. This is the ending of something and the beginning of something new. So how can you activate that nurturing of yourself and that need for a creative outlet? Pull out your paint supplies, work on things. Baking. I've been baking like crazy lately. I'm really trying to eat clean. So I've been on Pinterest, figuring out new recipes with clean ingredients, gluten-free, things like that. And I'm just enjoying the process of making and creating and eating and enjoying food, finally. So what do you need to make a decision about? What is not working in your life? What is creating more of this? And how do you surrender it to God? Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's your home. Maybe it's all the responsibilities that you're carrying, the burdens. How do you surrender it to God? And then go within. Surrender to God and pause and learn about that surrender and being able to go within to see guidance and support. So 2 action cards came out for you. So we have become the true you, right? So how are you what everybody wants you to be? And I think that's another layer here is, what about me? What about what I want? What about the way I feel? That stuff that can, with responsibilities, with children and workloads, you're going to be becoming the true you throughout this month. And again, we have to kind of look at the yucky stuff. We have to look at the clutter, the disorder. We have to look at the stuff to be aware of where to even begin. So the message here says, show the world who you really are and what you were born to do. Maybe it's intuitive work, right? Maybe it's to support people on this spiritual journey you're on. So I say so often, I've seen 2 pathways in life. We have 2 pathways in life. We have our soul mission and we have our spiritual journey. Your soul mission is the work you do in service of others, and your spiritual journey is your own inner work. It's your shadow work. It's your spiritual growth. And what's happened for a very long time, for eons, those journeys were separate. Like many of you are working in corporate jobs. Many of you are serving humanity, and you're not fully out with your spirituality and what you believe in. Maybe you have very heavy religious family members, cultures, belief systems. Maybe you're in these traditions, right, where spirituality and all this stuff is taboo, but yet there's this calling to you, and you just feel lifted up. And so privately, you've been doing this inner work, and you've been growing, and you've been expanding. And so it's only a matter of time before your soul mission and spiritual journey come into alignment as one. And for me, for example, the work that I do in service of others is a direct result of the service I do for myself. So prior to all this divine feminine, masculine balance and going within, prior to all of this, this like explosion that we're seeing with intuitives, I was doing the work like the last 3 years and didn't even know it. So I was doing that work, and now I've acquired so much knowledge and wisdom and insight through my own journey that I'm now attracting those that are ready to really embark on this spiritual journey and soul mission, who are really fully ready to embrace their life purpose. Because really it's going to require leaving something else. It's going to require you being the true you, and maybe that means not what people want you to be, right? So there's like big energy for pile number 2, big shifts, big movements. So really having this trust and this faith that God is guiding you, and not everybody's going to be on board. So second action card is, wow, you are a spiritual teacher. Yes, it says share your wisdom with others. You were born to teach. My friends, again, this is how are you serving the 3D world? How are you putting all your time and energy into people, places, things, and ideas that are just continuing to take from you? How do you pull back, create space and time in a schedule that is dominant with self-care, self-love, time alone, time with yourself, because that's really where your creative energy comes from. If you're serving the 3D world and it's continuing to pull at you, I'm telling you, it's impossible to get to that creative energy. You may get blips, you may get like little water drips of information that comes through, but the floodgates will never open. So those of you who chose pile 2, I think this month is for you to take a big old time out, a big old assessment, and really looking hard and saying, God, show me what I need to know. Show me where I need to make the changes. And I pray this empowers you to come out of the closet, shine your light. And again, be who you, ask God to show you who you are, not what everybody else is. This field, this intuitive work can get glamorized really easy. It can attract people who think it's easy and, I'll just do some card readings and I'll get all these followers. And, although that may be true, friends, it requires a level of you breaking down the ego. It requires a level of spiritual inner work that isn't for the faint of heart. You know, this is why you see a lot of people come into this field and they're fair weather. They're in, they try it, it doesn't work out, they never stick to anything. They start something and then this is no judgment on them. It's part of their journey to continue to show up. So how committed are you through the good and the bad, through the abundance, through the not so much? How are you committed to align these paths when this is saying, be the true you, your spiritual teacher, your intuition and the information you're getting is valid and real, and it may go against all the people that you're surrounded with right now. It may go against the status quo. And how do you continue to show up to that? Woo, that's like the activator of the warrior goddess energy. You know, that is like the sun and the moon and how they come into alignment on this full moon. And, you know, the Sagittarius energy and like the lunar energy that comes in is it's like it requires a level of work and being able to see it and being able to move forward in it. Okay, final message. What? New moon eclipse. Oh, so we've got the new moon eclipse. We'll have the solar new moon eclipse on June 21st. And I said in the beginning that I feel like these next couple weeks from June 5th, 6th, wherever you are in the world of this lunar eclipse, to the annular eclipse on June 21st, which is the solar eclipse. I'm telling you, and again, friends, your 3D world may not change. Your house may look the same, your friends may look the same, your job might look the same, but everything inside of you may be completely different. You might be like, that's it. I just don't want to do this anymore. Powerful shifts and changes. Please, if you're in this space and you're scared or you're fearful, you don't know how to navigate, reach out for support. I mean, that's why I'm here. This is why we have beautiful therapists, psycho-spiritual therapists in the world. Really do your research, because it's going to require you to be vulnerable and open, and it's going to require you, this powerful change is going to require you to be empowered to move the suppressed feelings and the emotions that are within you. And you're going to feel burdened, and you're going to feel heavy, and you're going to feel a responsibility. And I can tell you, friends, I've been there multiple times. And each time, my spiritual power has just increased. And by spiritual power, I mean like my gifts and my life purpose and my soul purpose and this pull that I have to just be me in the world. So, wow, what an incredible way to end this reading. Yes, yes, yes. I'm excited for you. Power, power, power this month. And remember, you get to choose. You get to choose how you get to navigate through it. So I pray that this was supportive. I pray this is insight for you to really take the action steps to make change in your life. And sometimes action steps means full surrender and do nothing. Wow. All right, friends. So those of you who chose pile 2, thank you so much for watching. Of course, if you know somebody who can resonate with these readings, please share. If you felt this reading, if it spoke to you, hit that like button. It really helps me to know like what you're liking and what you're inspired by. If you have any more information, you want to put it in the comments below. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your loving words of appreciation for the work that I'm doing. It really, it's an equal exchange of energy. So when you gift me with kind words and blessings, it really does uplift me, and it does inspire me to want to do more. So thank you for that. All right, friends, those of you who chose pile 2, thank you so much for watching. All right. So those of you who chose pile 3, rose quartz, love life. And I can tell you, if you've been watching all three of these, it seems like they extend on each other. But like I said, that may not be for everybody. So here we have new and renewed romantic love is here for you. Beautiful. I think this is self-love first. So I'm feeling the words self-esteem, worth, value, confidence, and my doggy's wiggling around, scratching his back on the floor. So if you're hearing noises in the background, it's him. Yeah, and so he's loving himself right now all over my rug. He just started doing that when I chose this pile. So confidence, self-esteem, worth, value, those may be powerful words for you to meditate on this month through this lunar eclipse. How do you cherish your soul? How do you feed your body or fuel your body with nourishing, delicious foods? I love this time of year because all the yummy fruits and vegetables are ripe and they're juicy and they're fresh. The farmers markets are open. People are now going out and nourishing their body. So I encourage you to make a commitment this month to love your life in all facets, right? Through the challenging times, through the difficult times, continue to love it because it's a pathway to spiritual growth. It's a pathway. So when you can move through challenges and experiences and own them, own these challenges, saying, okay, I'm here for a reason to experience this. It opens up a level of love and trust in yourself. It reminds you that you're safe and protected and that you can handle anything that life brings you and with God, and He'll bring you through it. So the guide that came up, wow, Archangel Michael, trusting heaven. Yes. So again, maybe some of you aren't feeling the love. Maybe you're feeling scared, confused, sad. And Archangel Michael is saying, trust in heaven. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Yes, 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 yes. So I was just saying that, reminding yourself that you're safe, you're protected. That is a true act of self-love. So here's the thing. Even like when I'm on the road, I used to get such anxiety about being on the road. And, I used to get these tailgaters and I'm like, what is this? What is this abusive power? Like, what is it? Like, clearly I'm aligning to it for a reason. And it made me realize, like, I was kind of a bully to myself and I was kind of like pushing myself and trying to exercise and get healthy, but my body was like, stop it, I need rest, I'm hurting, leave me alone. And so I really had to kind of sit and saying, okay, like, how do I love myself and honor where I'm at without being a bully, without criticizing myself, without pushing myself to do more? And this is like in my business, my work, my relationships, my friendships with people. And so I'd call on Archangel Michael and saying, okay, Archangel Michael, be a buffer. Show me how to feel safe in the world. And so what would happen when that would happen to me, if I pulled over or, I took a turn or whatever and they sped off. And mind you, friends, I travel on the speedy side. So if the speed limit is 25, I'm probably going 35. So I knew there was something in that because I wasn't going below the speed limit or even the speed limit. I knew I was going fast, but I was creating energies around me that wanted me to push me to go faster. And so I really had to look at it. And so after that would happen, the act of self-love for me was, I'm safe, I'm protected, God's got my back. My inner child would be screaming and then my lower back would flare up and, I'd have all this pain. And I'm like, okay, I need to pause, take ownership, not blame, not criticize, not shame. I needed to experience it and make change in the moment, which was a true act of self-love. So reminding yourself, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now, I mean, really, we're moving to higher vibrations of love, and we need to see where the love needs to be poured into, right? The love of all humanity, of all people, the abuse of power across the board needs to stop. We need to come into balance with these healthy masculine and feminine energies. And that starts with you doing it for yourself. So Michael is saying, I've got your back. I'm here for you. You are safe. Angels are close to you. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. I talked about this in the last pile. Full surrender means do nothing in the time where you feel like you want to react. Let's say something's out of your control. It's actually teaching you how to flow, how to transition, how to move. It's actually a very feminine energy. So let's say you have an unexpected bill show up, or let's say you have a responsibility that popped up that you didn't expect and you're already maxed on time. Being able to pull back and remind yourself that you're safe and all you can do is all you can do, is a part of, and then being able to surrender it and saying, okay, God, show me how to move through this. If something is happening that's out of your control, you can feed it with fear and be reactionary, or you can pause, surrender it, create space and observe. Give it space for things to unfold. Watch and observe yourself, your feelings, what happens in the world if you're being pulled by worldly events. And really, it creates a level of safety and security with your inner child that you can handle what's like anything that's happening. And, I think that's the scariest thing when, clients say to me, Gladys, like, well, what can I do? What's the next step? And I say, do nothing. Do nothing. God will show you. And I can see their shoulders go up. They get all tense because they're in there operating in their masculine energy that wants to force something, that wants to make something happen. So we're learning in this moment how to flow, how to go with the flow, how to move through transition and change, how to navigate the unexpected, the unknown, the unpredictable, right? So Michael is a powerful guide that will be working with you this next month as you're doing that. How can you be hyper self-aware and speak to yourself with kindness, as if you're speaking to a child that's lost in a store? So you're feeling that right now, I'm sure. Like if you think about a child who gets lost or separated from their parents, their mommy or their daddy, and you see the scared, they're afraid, and they don't know what to do. Beautiful thing is like, okay, what would you say to that child? Chances are you'd get down there, you'd give them a hug, or, ask them, who their mommy and daddy is. You'll look for a store employee that can call the parent, right? So there's this beautiful masculine and feminine energy that's intertwining. There's this nurturing part, and then there's this take action part, and it comes from a level of love. You're going to be required, I think, this month to do that for yourself. Your inner child may be feeling scared, lost, confused, separated from what it knows, right? And so reminding yourself, you're safe, I'm nurturing you, I love you, and we'll move forward accordingly. We'll take action and allow the events to unfold naturally. So, ideal course of action. Absolutely. Here we are in the masculine feminine energy. We have the card number 37, which equals 10, which equals 1. 1 is new beginnings. So this is actually speaking to the first pile. It's so amazing how these just all come into alignment. This is the level of love, and this is what the feeling of balancing the masculine and feminine is. You're not going to tell that little kid, hey kid, you're stupid. Why didn't you just pay attention to your family, and you good luck, you're on your own. Most people, especially earth angels who are in love, would never, ever, ever do that. We'll run to that soul. We'll want to scoop them up and be the mama or the papa that really protects them, right? So you have to remember there's that part in you that needs you to parent yourself in this loving way especially because now that we're going back to work and there's all these requirements and all these things and people are still scared and what do I do and how do I be, right? There's this importance of being able to be mindful of the loving energy. Slow down, be present, plan of action. So even if you're going to the supermarket, so for me, my plan of action is to go to the supermarket on a Tuesday afternoon when nobody's there. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a schedule that is conducive to that. And so how do you look ahead to support yourself? How do you plan ahead? And if I went there on a Tuesday afternoon and it was the first of the month and I didn't remember that and it was crazy and chaotic, I would pull in and I would say, okay, this is not what I expected. I would pause and say, God, give me strength. I know you got my back. Get me in and out. And still, even amongst the chaos and craziness, I still move easily and effortlessly as if I would. So it's like you're preparing yourself for the unexpected, but you're also setting yourself up for success. You see how that's the balance, but it requires a level of self-love and self-awareness, heightened intuition, So even when I'm guided to do these readings, obviously you can see, I mean, I put them out like whenever, like every other week or on a Friday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday. Like I kind of go with how I'm feeling, the energy that I have. Like I know with this work, I can't plan, on a Friday to do a reading every single week because that may not be what I'm energetically able to do. I've allotted time and energy in my schedule on a Saturday to do the Sunday reading. So I've planned ahead and made adjustments in accordance to my own energy and love for myself. You see how it's mutual and you're blessed and I'm blessed and the energy is a beautiful exchange back and forth. And if it's not, people don't come back. So that's just part of setting yourself up for success and creating this cocoon, this bubble of self-love for yourself first. It's an act of love. It's not selfish. So the action steps for you, cleanse your energy. Yes. So this doesn't mean run and hide. The card says, when you release negativity, the answer to your question shines through. So let me see here. Cleanse your energy. So there's a lot happening in the world. There's a lot of programs. There's agendas. There's a lot of shadow forces out there right now wanting to suck you into to lower your vibration. Remember, fear lowers your vibration and you're more susceptible to programming. You're more susceptible to illness. You're more susceptible to pain and negativity and toxicity in your body. It lowers your immune system. And so this isn't to like run and hide and cocoon yourself, but this is saying that this month, especially if you're an earth angel that's just a natural loving human being, you may need to practice extra cleansing because really you're feeling the planetary energy, whether you're in it or not. You can feel the shifts. So a beautiful act of loving your life and loving yourself is allowing yourself to have this warm shower over you. Again, I speak about Steve Noble's channel. He's got some really great self-love meditations. He's got some really great energy cleansing meditations to clear. And that's all it is. It's you being open and receptive for the energies to do the work. And all it requires you to lay down or sit down, take 20 minutes or 40 minutes and just receive the words that are coming through you. And it's that easy. And so those of you, especially earth angels, I was saying before, you embody this unconditional love within you. You do things so generously, and you're such beautiful caregivers because you embody this level of unconditional love that the world has never seen. Now, if we're not activating our healthy inner masculine to protect that, we attract people who are going to take advantage of that. We attract people who have severe lack of self-love and continue to take and pull from us. But remember, they're a shadow teacher for you to know what it feels like so that you can practice discernment when people are coming in and out of your life. I feel it. Like I feel the pull. I'm like, oh, no. And I will just turn around the other way, or, I will really put up a boundary of protection. I was just experiencing that the other day, and I was talking to somebody. It was like, I just felt like I was being pulled at. And it wasn't their fault. Like, it was just the space they're in, and whatever, that's being human. But I was feeling being pulled at. And immediately I was like, I'm like, Archangel Michael, I'm like, zip me up and protect me and energize me right now so I can hold space for this person. And boom, I'll tell you, friends, my energy shifted immediately. Like, it's just an act of self-love is that simple. Mindful of how you're feeling, calling on the divine. And really, this is a way of life. It isn't just something you do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. Being an earth angel and possessing this power, this beautiful gifts of insight, intuition, and energy that you have within will heal the world. And as you cleanse your own energy, you'll clear the energy of the planet, and you shift the consciousness of the earth angel collective. We're all being downloaded with information from the same source. So this is why we're being all guided to the same things, but we're not out there vocally putting it out there. So, that's a big reason why I did this channel, so that people who don't feel like they fit in the world or don't agree with the rest of the world is experiencing and what they're going through and what their belief system, that this channel can be a safe space for you to come and heal and grow and love yourself and expand. And that is the true pathway to inner peace and peace on this planet. So, masculine, feminine, course of action. It's interesting. Michael came in, ideal course of action, thinking ahead, right? A lot of us, we like to be rebellious. We like to go with the flow. And, that leads to these highs and lows and energy drains. So being mindful of finding something beautiful to cleanse your energy, even going and smelling the beautiful flowers out there. I've got these, oh God, what are they called? It's like heart plant, bleeding heart. I've got these bleeding heart plants out front of my apartment. Now I'm in this new apartment, and I moved in right before everything bloomed, and I have all these beautiful flowers around me, and I just take pause and I just look at them, and I'm a witness. So how I activate love in the world is I'm a witness to God's love and beauty. I'm a witness to the miracles that unfold in the world. And that just requires me to have a level of presence, a level of beauty within. And then I align to that. And then when I see those things, I'm like, God, send me more of that in my life, or something even better. So here I am in this new space, and I keep getting all these surprises. I had this amazing tree in my backyard that was Aphrodite, and then I saw this bleeding heart plant, which was just beautiful. And then these other, I don't know what they were called, something dragon, I think, popped up, and they opened up, and they were beautiful, and they're yellow, and I'm just savoring everything. When I walk around my neighborhood, I just look at how people are beautifying their homes, and I'm enjoying it. And because I radiate that energy out there, the planet is enjoying it. So earth angels, especially those who chose pile 3 first, you are being asked to be a witness of love on this planet. You're being asked to witness the divine miracles. You're being asked to observe and witness God operating through destruction, disorder, chaos, and disarray. And as you witness it and you feel it in your physical body, you change the vibration. This is how powerful you are. We really have to stop glorifying doing, action, being on the hunt, because it's just burning you out, right? And then now you're more susceptible to criticism and negativity and toxic energy that's around you and within you, and it just lowers your energy, and it's really hard to get back into that space. So these are minor adjustments that you can make to sustain through this next month, and so on. So final message: be bold and make the first move. Wow! Ideal course of action: be bold and make the first be bold and make the first move. Ideal course of action. So the cardinal moon here. Ooh, so as you activate this energy within you, it also activates your pleasure, your spiritual power, your insight, your intuition. It activates your creative power. And so from there, you want to take action, when you're feeling overflowing. And so usually these readings for me come out of a time where I may have gone for a long walk with my dog and I just savored all the beauty. They come out of a moment of pause for me, when I'm feeling energetically strong, when I'm feeling uplifted, when I'm feeling alive. That's where these readings come out of. So there's this balance of conservation of your energy, self-love, and giving from the overflow, right? Filling yourself up and giving from the overflow. In turn, you attract energies that are open to receiving what you have to offer, and in turn gift you beautiful energy back instead of that constant pull of taking. So when you're in the space, when you clear your energy, when you're working with your inner child, reminding you that you're safe, you're loving the people that you're around, more of this or something even better, you're then inspired to take action on something or create something or make something or bake something or do something. And then from that space, you learn how powerful of a process and how that energy gets you through the process of that step-by-step process to achieve your goals. Wow. I'm just checking in to see if there's anything more I want to say. So start with, be still my soul. Start with that. Give yourself regular check-ins. And if you sit down somewhere, especially if there's chaos and disorder and disarray, feeling overwhelmed, immediately sit down. I like to sit on the floor, the ground, and I just do a check-in. And I just say, be still my soul. So yeah, look at it. So it's so instinctual for me. And then I take a deep breath and I remind myself, be still my soul. And then I bring my literal attention right from my head down into my heart. I put my hands on my heart, my stomach. I'm like, what do I need to know? I ask God to download me with his divine love, white light of love and protection. I imagine myself overflowed. And now it's never always, it's not always a quick fix, and I don't always feel better after. But as I continue to show up to that and continue to do that, what happens is it lessens the impact and speeds up the recovery process. Wow. So I'm telling you, friends, those of you who chose pile 3, you might be called to action, and it's got to come from a place of love, of acting instead of reacting. That lies the difference. If you're coming from a place of fear and needing to do something impulsively, pause, pull back, wait, because you will never feel like satiated, or it will never like unfold the way you thought it would, and you'll feel like you did something wrong or you made a mistake. And so it's really just an energetic alignment. All right, so whatever the action is, I'm excited to see how things unfold. Whatever the first move is, powerful time. So thank you so much for those of you who watched pile 3. If you know somebody that can benefit, please share these messages with them. If you know somebody who can benefit, I just said that. Okay, I've just been so deep in right brain. I can't do 2 things at once. So those of you who chose pile 3, if this pile spoke to you and you're feeling it, hit that like button, share it with loved ones. That's how the channel grows. Also, too, if you click the like button, these types of readings will stay in your feed. If not, they'll disappear. So hit that subscribe button too, to get notifications when new readings pop up. All right. Clearly, I got to ground myself, bring myself back. All right, friends. So let me close space by thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you today. I want to thank Mother Goddess, the Holy Spirit, and all the divine feminine energies that assisted. I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. And so it is. And those are your messages for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in working with me, all my information, my website, what I'm about is all in the description box below. And I will see you for the weekly Sunday reading. Thanks for watching. I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine, trust your intuition, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.